Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea. I hope you're all well today. We are looking at a brand new amplifier from Victory Amplification, who, if you don't know, are a fantastically awesome amplifier brand based out of the UK. I'm obviously going to say that because I'm biased, because I work very closely with Victory Amps and I've helped design things like the Kraken series of products and work in the R&D. So whenever we bring a new amp to market, I get to go in and test it, give feedback, do all that kind of stuff, work with Martin, who is an absolute genius when it comes to amp design. This amplifier is no exception. This is the brand new Victory VC35, the copper amplifier. It's another lunchbox amplifier. It's the same footprint as the original Kraken, the V40, the Duchess, the Countess, all those amplifiers, same size. So you can take that on overhead storage on an aeroplane if you want to. So let me give you the rundown real quick, tonally. This amplifier is inspired by a Vox AC30, Matchless DC30, those kind of super pristine, beautiful EL84 driven amplifiers that just give you that chimey, beautiful clean that you use with Teles and Strats and other guitars like that. They can do that whole wound up gainy thing. This is not a high gain amplifier by any means. Of course, you can put pedals in front of it. Sounds great with them. I'm just going to be showing you the amp tones in this video. It's a 35 watt amplifier, EL84 powered. Along the front, you've got bass, middle and treble. You've got gain. You've got reverb. Actually in this is digital reverb. There's a tone, like a master tone and a master. So it's a single channel master amplifier. So that means you can run it low gain, gun the master, get a really nice clean, or you can pull the master back and crank the gain and get, you know, more of a wound up kind of gainy tone. There's also two toggle switches for bass cut. So that's when you wind it up. Obviously the gain brings in all the rest of it. So if you want to cut some of that flub out, you can throw that bass cut in, which is really useful, especially if you're using any sort of vintage output humbucker. And then of course you've got a mid kick, well, it says mid boost on here, and that's just going to drive into the front even harder. It's going to give you more gain, or it's going to crank a bit more. So it's going to be really good for barky British rock, crunchy tones. And everything in between. But the thing I'm most excited about with this amplifier is purely the chimey, crystal-like clean tones and some of that spanky, you know, slightly broken up cleans. That's what I would use this amplifier for in the studio. First and foremost, I would then probably use it for classic rock rhythms. So you could use this with a Tele. I'm going to try and get through loads of guitars in this video. I've got my Les Paul, I've got my Strat, I've got my Tele, I've got this brand new Gretsch Penguin, and I'm even going to use my signature to show you what kind of more modern clean tones you can get out of this. So there's a lot to get through. I don't want to stay on this for too long. The cabinet that comes with this is loaded with a greenback and a G1265. We're not using the cabinet in this video because I live in a terraced house and I'll really annoy people. I'm running this into the Universal Audio aux box. The reason is that the aux comes with some fantastic speaker models, one of which is from an AC30 cab, so it's a speaker model of an AC30, so we're going to use that to start with, and then I'm going to use one of the brand new V30 4x12s to do more of the crunch and the hard rock kind of tones that you can get with it, just to mix it up a bit. We'll mainly be using the reverb from the amp. We'll use a bit of delay. Other than that, it's just a straightforward amplifier, like any other, like a great hand-built amplifier from the UK. So without further ado, let's check out the brand new Victory VC35, the copper. Okay, so I couldn't decide which guitar to start with, so I'm going to use the Tele to go in with the cleans. We'll use the AC30 cab model in the aux for cleans, and then we'll move over to the V30, British V30 for the crunch and the higher gain stuff. You should see the controls on screen now. I've taken a photo overlaying, so that's your reference point, and from there I'll tell you what I'm going to do to the tone. But this is the sound of basically low gain, high master, everything at 12 with a bit of reverb. Here you go. So it's super clean, beautiful, pristine, clean tone. And the reverb, it's like minimal pre-delay on that. And then you get this nice sort of, it's like a plate reverb. It's lovely. Okay, so whilst we're in this cleaner tone, I'm just going to give you a demonstration of what happens with the mid boost. So, flick it in. Drop the reverb back. Have a listen again. Let's throw it in. Can you hear how it suddenly gets a little bit more like grunty in the mid-range? So you can already hear it starting to push the power section. Starting to give you a little bit of that sort of EL84 bark that you get where, you know, if I wind up the gain on that, it'll start to really break up. So let's push the gain to halfway. In terms of the master tone, let me demonstrate. This is all the way off. And now if we wind it to halfway where it was before. And then you can go all the way up to full. So this is tons, all the tone. Which is super pokey. So anyway, we'll drop that back a little bit. I'm going to pull the master down and I'm going to boost the gain to 3/4 and demonstrate what happens with the bass cut. So this is without the bass cut in. Now let's push the bass cut in. Proper classic kind of barky British rock tone. Anyway, let's not wind it up too much. Let's go back to more of a clean. Pull the mid kick back out. I just wanted to demonstrate what they do. The bass cut is super useful if you're playing with a Les Paul, like I said, or if you just want to really wind it up. So, yes, let's keep this rather conservative. So, yeah, anyway, that's kind of the clean with the Tele. I do want to move on to a different guitar, so I'm going to use the Penguin next. Okay, we've got the Penguin. Settings should be on screen now. We shall tweak from there, but this is the bridge pickup into the VC35. Let's throw a bit of reverb up. Sounds beautiful. I'm going to knock off a little bit the bass, boost the mid, boost the tone. So. Those are some sublime clean tones, they really are. And when you play over to the bridge on the Penguin, you get that. Such a beautiful sound. Just wound up the gain, yeah. So with the TV Jones pickups, you get loads more high end and loads more definition in that set. It's like a chimey kind of thing, which is beautiful when you add a little bit more gain. Even run the tone higher. More gain, reverb. Can even run the tone on full. Okay, so I've run the gain a bit higher. I haven't touched anything else. I've dropped off the master a touch. Let's pull down the overall tone and drop the reverb. But I'm gunning the gain. Gain's at 3/4. Oh, lovely. Sounds so good. Okay. Let's go for a British crunch with like a, arpeggiated chord style. Let's put the bass cut, take that out. So let's put all the low end back in and roll down the gain. It really is lush. It really just has a wonderful bark to it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Tele and I'm going to show you what happens when you wind the gain all the way up. Okay, so we've got the Tele back. Photo should be on screen with the settings. This is what we have. Sounds lovely. So I'm going to show you what happens with the mid boost in, so it should get really barky. Add more tone, drop off the reverb. So tons to cut through there when you throw the mid boost in. So all mid, I really enjoy that. So yeah, these are the kind of tones you can get when you use things like a Tele or a Penguin. So with those chimey cleans, just generally keeping it kind of low gain, even though I've just showed you it on higher gain. But really, the thing that gets me most about this is just the pristine high end and that really detailed clean tone. So just to recap, if I gun the master, we take out any cuts or boosts, reverb halfway, and we go back to that, and I play on like that middle blended sound. Loads more reverb. Beautiful. Let's move across to Les Paul and Strat. Okay, so I've got the 71 Les Paul Custom. I'm running into the British V30 4x12 with a bit more room dialed in on aux. And I'm running the gain at halfway. So you should see the settings on screen now anyway. Here we go. Let's push the tone up a little bit. So when you play like barky chords, it's really nice for that. Roll off the reverb. And when you play like arpeggiated chords, sounds really nice. So if I start running the gain higher, you'll notice it starts with the humbuckers. It's too much, so you throw the bass cut in. You can even throw the mid boost in. So if you gun the gain, bit more reverb, bit more tone, back off the master. So really that's about as hot as you're going to get this going, this amplifier. Obviously if you use a higher output humbucker then you will, but you probably won't get the kind of gain tone that you're expecting because it's just going to hit the front. It's really not designed for like high gain at all. I'm just showing you the extremes. And the Les Paul's definitely got that mid-range grunt in itself, so it just pushes everything. I think it's a really, really nice hard rock tone, to be honest. You know, like simple and easy. Yeah, to be honest, I just wanted to throw the Les Paul in there to show you that particular sound. So let's move on to a Strat and get another nice sort of barky, bluesy tone with that. Okay, so I've got my Strat neck pickup. Settings should be on screen. This is what we've got. Super pristine. That's with the bass cut in. Let me take it out. Notice how it starts to crunch a bit. I love that. I'm going to throw the mid boost in on the same sound. So you can get that funky chank from it too if you want. Over to the bridge. Slightly out of tune. Oh, you can tell it's going to sound good wound up with this. So let's just crank that a bit. Push the tone, but now. Oh, it's great. This is gain on full. me, it really shines on that bridge pickup. Throw the bass cut in, bit more reverb, bit more reverb. So you can hear how dynamic you can use that. That's with the gain on full. You just play differently, you just play softer, and you can get such beautiful tones. Really, really like that. It's a stunning, stunning sound. And again, bridge pickup, when it's fully wound up, absolutely killer. Take the bass cut out, roll back that reverb. Killer sounds. Okay, so now I want to move back to the Gretsch Penguin just to show you some extra pristine cleans we can use with that. Okay, we're back on the Gretsch for like a pushed kind of clean, like a glassy thing. Settings are on screen now. This is how it sounds. So it's really, really nice for dynamic playing, just with a little bit of bite. I mean, you could dip off a little bit of gain if you wanted, a little bit of bass. Okay, so the last two things I want to show you is a bit of a hard rock crunch with my signature with the silo, because it's a higher output humbucker. So the settings are on the screen now. This is what it should sound like, full humbucker engaged. Of course, if you chord split it down, throw on the mid boost. So it's not for everybody, but you could definitely do some single string stuff with that, particularly like this. That kind of sound underneath like a higher gain thing is just going to make it sound more bold and give you more note definition on the root, so it's definitely a usable sound. Okay, we're on to the final sound that I wanted to show you in this video, and that's like a pristine, modern clean with my SIG. You've seen the settings on screen now. I'm using reverb and delay from Aux. This is what we've got. Okay, well there you go. There is a look at the brand new Victory VC35, the copper. This was more of a quick overview just because I'm going to be using this amplifier a lot in the studio now, so it's going to be a mainstay in here. But really I just wanted to jump across a few different guitars, and I thought it's going to take a while, so I didn't want this video to be like really long. So what I'm thinking of doing, which if you let me know in the comment section if you'd be up for it, is breaking those down into some short clips, either to put on my Instagram, on my IGTV, or to do like a series on like a couple of like things like hard rock tones or like some crunch tones with VC35, to pinpoint like 3 or 4 really nice tones, shorter videos, that kind of thing. But this was more to talk about the amp itself and kind of give you a broad spectrum of sounds you can get with different guitars you'd use. In any case, like all the Victory stuff, you know, obviously I'm biased to an extent, but I think it's some of the finest modern hand-built amplifiers that you can get. And I just think, you know, that Victory are holding on to, you know, the classic vibe of like, you know, true valve amps and keeping it that way. And I like it, you know. They're bringing out all these great amplifiers that are suitable for so many different genres. The VC35 will fit beautifully into the kind of sounds that I want, especially using something like this stunner. So really, I'm just super happy to have another really useful amplifier to give me more tones for my recordings. So if you like the sound of this amplifier, then please check out the link in the description box. I'll get to your nearest retailer that sells Victory and have a listen for yourself, because it's something else, especially through a cabinet in a room. But let me know what you think of this video, what you think of the tones. Thanks to Victory as always. Like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you all very soon.